he's breathing in and out, but he has an irregular rhythm.
Hey guys, let's have this conversation really quick. Just a quick conversation. So I had the opportunity to listen to the 911 call involving Kevin Samuels. And I wanted to say a few things just based on some of the comments that were being put out there. Number one, the young lady that was there with him, she absolutely did try to save his life. That's the first thing. Number two, she did make a comment in the video that she was a nurse. Now, whether or not people believe that, that is up for discussion or debate or whatever. But she doesn't have to go in and pull up her credentials and show anyone her credentials because she doesn't owe anyone anything. That's number two. The third thing is people say that she did not perform CPR. And I'm just going over a couple of these things because it seems like a lot of craziness has just been surrounding this whole thing. And I mean, it could be just the type of people that were like drawn to this type of stuff. I don't know, but people said that the young lady didn't do CPR, that she basically took him out. And they were saying that if she was a nurse, she would know how to do CPR. And even listening to the phone call and everything, that the 911 call and everything that was going on, it puzzles me why people would listen to it and still say that she didn't administer CPR. So let me just do this really quick. CPR. Just because someone passes out or falls out or I don't want to say drops, that just passes out, that does not mean that they automatically get CPR. Let's be clear on that. That's not what that means. You have to go and you have to look at the person. You got to do a quick assessment of the situation. Normally, and I want y'all to catch this, for all the people that are saying that this young lady did something to him or killed him or that she wasn't a nurse because she wasn't doing CPR from the beginning. If you listen to the phone call, he was breathing. So if a person is breathing normally, you don't do CPR. That's how that works. And I can stand firm in that because I've been doing CPR training for God knows at least 20 something years. And I just had to renew my stuff last Thursday. So I'm going to stand in this one. Listen, we have to stop. We have to stop. If you ever had to do CPR, if you have ever taken any type of CPR training and paid attention, not just stayed in the training, went to the training, but actually paid attention in the training, the first thing you check for once you assess the scene and assess the whole situation, once you go and you know, try to see if that person is alert or whatever, you check for breathing. You heard in the phone call, she said that he was breathing, that his heartbeat was off, but he was breathing. That's why she was continuing to talk to him. She was still continuing to encourage him to hold on because he was still breathing. You also heard her tell the 911 operator when he was no longer breathing. And you could hear her administering CPR. Now, I read in some comments where some people were saying, well, we didn't hear her counting. Let's be clear on this. If you're doing CPR in training, they want to hear you count. They want to hear you count to 30. They want to see you take your breaths. And well, right now people aren't really doing the breaths, but they want to see all those things. They want to hear it because you're in training. When someone is doing this in real life, they don't care about you hearing them count from 1 to 30. That's not realistic. And to say that because someone is an RN or an LPN, shoot, even a CNA, a nurse practitioner, whatever, to say that they can't really be in that field because They panicked because the young lady sounded like she was panicking. Until you find yourself in that type of situation, a real life situation, because see, that's the difference. That's the difference. We can go and we can simulate. We can do all these things with these dummies. And it looks good. You know, you play with the defibrillator, you hook it up, it tells you what to do. And it's all fun and games and training until this stuff happens in real life. Until you see someone not breathing in real life and trying to gasp for air and just until you see this in real life, you cannot tell somebody how they should respond in a situation, because honestly, you don't know how you're going to respond in a situation until you're put in that situation. And if you're able to go and be the superhero of it all, then that's great if you don't panic. But when it comes to these type of situations, that's not really something that you should be judging someone on. And hopefully you'll never be put in the place where you have to see what that feels like, where you have to witness what that feels like. So that was just another thing. And people were saying, well, that she should have told him that he was having a heart attack, because she didn't know if he was having a heart attack. By the time they got there, they don't know if he was having a heart attack until they run do their test and find out everything that was going on. They don't know. It could have been a heart attack. It could have been cardiac arrest. It could have been different things. So just putting stuff out there, just because you put it out there doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. So I just wanted to say that, like, really, really quickly. I think it would be a good idea to just leave the young lady alone. And if you are grieving or are feeling some type of way because of his passing, then give yourself time to manage that grief. Give yourself time to mourn. Give his family and his friends, the people that were close to him, time to mourn and try to get away from putting these conspiracy theories out here. And understand this, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. Regardless of CPR, regardless of any defibrillators that may be in place, regardless of any other life-saving devices that may be around, when it's our time, when our number is called, then we're going to leave here. And there's no conspiracy behind it. It's just our time to go. Our stay here is temporary. We're on a staycation. This is not our home. This is a temporary stop. And I think if we remember that, then we'll be less likely to go and put these conspiracy theories out here and just making up stuff. The young lady did CPR. If you want to talk about it, but you don't have to lie. You don't have to make up stories. She did CPR. She actually did. If you listen, you can hear it. You can hear it. And even in her panic mode and in her frustration and everything that she was saying, she was still giving the 911 operator some vital information. Even though she couldn't remember where he lived, or maybe she didn't even know. Maybe she didn't drive. Maybe he brought her there. I don't know what the situation was. But as far as saying that someone took his life, y'all, we got to stop. We got to stop. I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. The CPR thing, if you're going to keep harping on that, then go and do your research. Go in and do a little studying up on that and how that works. You can't just go and do CPR on people just because you want to. I mean, you can, but you'll end up doing more damage than good, and you'll probably end up having somebody swinging at you. If they're breathing, if they're able to breathe, then they for darn sure don't want you coming down on their chest. And usually in CPR, if you're really doing it and like it may be a couple of ribs broken, nobody's going to sit there and just let you do that if they don't need the CPR. Like, that's just giving you something to think about. Just something to think about. Okay, guys. You guys have a nice day. And again, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. My condolences to his family, his friends, and his followers. See you guys next time. Bye.